right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. One more match on Saturday here at the 2022 VLA Championships. Second and final bracket play-in match for the opportunity to advance to tomorrow's semifinals. This match featuring the second place team in the Western Conference, the Phoenix Ascension, versus the second place team in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Bounce. Let's do it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final match of the day on Saturday at the 2022 Volleyball League of America Tier 1 Championships. You were tuning into the second and final bracket play-in match featuring the Phoenix Ascension, second place in Pool A this morning, and the Boston Bounce, third place in Pool B. The first matchup this season between these two teams. The winner will advance to Championship Sunday tomorrow to take on the reigning champs, the Chicago Icemen, in the semifinals. And the loser will play a match for fifth place in consolation. So this entire season, from January, mid-January, all the way up until now, mid-July, comes down to this tournament and this match for these two teams to stay alive. The Phoenix Ascension and the Boston Bounce. Boston promoted from VLA Tier 2 last offseason, making their Tier 1 Championships debut. They're in black on the near side of your screen. Starting us off serving will be their setter, Alex Raskin. Handled pretty nicely. Douglas on a bit of a tight set. Tipped through the block. Defensive play is made. Pinsence will have a swing, and he puts it away on the off-speed shot. So plenty of players to talk about there. Starting off with the server there, the setter this weekend out of the University of Michigan for Boston is Alex Raskin, number 23 in black. Outside hitters Jeff Vautrin and Jack Pinsence for Boston. And it'll be Greg Woods at the opposite. Wow, what a hammer in the middle by Keaton Berry, longtime Phoenix Ascension member. Phoenix, one of the founding 5 VLA franchises. They are in purple on the far side of your screen. Keaton Berry, number 12 in purple, one of the 2 middle blockers. This is Scott Weiss, number 17 in purple, back to serve. No Zach Melcher for Phoenix this weekend. Weiss has set a pretty good offense so far. Pinsence back to serve out of Johnson and Wales University in Rhode Island. He might pick up an ace right there, and a good sliding effort there by Turner Douglas into our scorers table. Really good effort, and the theatrics from Scott Weiss, knowing that's where our microphones are at, giving us a, come on, Turner, you got to get that. It sets the tone for this match. Love to see it. 3-1 Boston, though, in this first set of this best 3 out of 5 set match. That's 1 through 4 to 25 points. Pinsence again. That one missed out of bounds. Well watched by Turner Douglas, who goes back to serve right here. Douglas, number 14 in purple, out of Arizona State University. Beautiful delivery from Raskin to the middle, and Francis Kokoros, number 22 in black, puts that one away. Kokoros, 6'7", out of Rivier University in New Hampshire. Good Division III program there. Kokoros back to serve is a very dangerous jump spin server. Got quite the long runway. And not the best hand contact that time as he sprays it towards the back wall. That'll send Keaton Berry back to serve, and Jonathan Bishop, number 4 in purple, into the front court for Phoenix for the first time. Beautiful block on the right side. First look at Jeff Vautrin, the Boston captain. He was rejected there by big number 34 in purple, Brendan Hart, 6'9", out of Ottawa University, Arizona. No Brian Lewis this weekend for Phoenix. He just had a baby. Huge congratulations to Brian and Sarah on that. But no Brian Lewis here, normally the mainstay of the Phoenix offense. Brendan Hart, he's got big shoes to fill. Speaking of opposites, Greg Woods, number 8 in black on the Boston Bounce side. Former Division III superstar at Springfield College. He is number 8 in black on the right side for the Boston Bounce. That serve is barely out of bounds. Very, very close. My name's Rob St. Clair, by the way. Thanks very much for watching. Live on the VLA YouTube channel. And that might be an ace serve. Wow, yeah, sure enough. Brendan Hart gets a little bit of assist from the tape. Hart got a ton of potential. I mean, anytime you can put a 6'9" guy out on the right side, really got some options there. But he has a good arm. One thing he does need to improve, though, is that serve. That float service error is not a good one. Jeff Vautrin back to serve here. 6'2" outside hitter out of LaSalle University, Division III program where he is now the head coach. Just incredibly dynamic, plays well above his height, but has been dealing with several nagging injuries throughout this year. Pretty good serve there, handled off the net by Sam Haggard for Phoenix, who chops it down the line, back to the Ascension side. Bishop in the middle, crossbody puts it away. And Jonathan Bishop, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in the league. His first full year as like a full-time starting member of the Phoenix Ascension. 6'7" out of the University of Arizona. Really promising young middle blocker prospect. And Sam Haggard, one of Phoenix's primary outside hitters out of Arizona State. Back to serve, number 5 in purple. This Phoenix Ascension team, led by Vince Sanzuki, has really gotten a lot of production out of the local Division I club teams, plus the NAIA and Division III teams in the area. What a beautiful piece of offense there from Boston. Alex Raskind, number 23 in black, is a weapon as a setter. Really the last time he was a full-time setter, he was telling me, was high school. He played exclusively opposite at the University of Michigan, where I actually coached him for 2 years, and almost exclusively opposite or serving sub with this Boston Bounce team. So he wants to turn and swing on the second contact whenever possible, and can do so at that left hand. That connection there for Phoenix from Wiest to Bishop in the middle, not quite there. So Boston opens up a lead of 8-7. Skylar Kaufman, big middle blocker, 6'9", back to serve here. Good coverage there off the block of Douglas. And oh my goodness, look at that. Scott Wiest with the two-handed side set over, standing on the floor. We like to call that the high school setter dump. So you don't usually see that play work above the high school levels, but nobody was expecting it, so hard to make fun of it if it's effective. Bishop back to serve here for Phoenix. Good block touch there. Hart makes the play. Actually somehow rescued by Wiest. Free ball here for Boston. And a net violation there by Alex Raskin, the setter, on his way down, grazed the net. Nice defensive hustle there for Phoenix. You saw Brendan Hart, the big opposite, hit the floor on that play to make a dig, and it turned out in Phoenix's favor. They take the lead 9-8. Crushed down the line by Greg Woods, but just out of bounds wide. Not touched off the block and missed the sideline. So Phoenix's lead grows to 2. If you watched the earlier match, you saw Jalen Penrose for Team Pineapple be a huge part of their offense. Penrose is a Boston kid from Cambridge in suburban Boston. Ooh, nice dig there by Bishop. We'll finish that point in a moment. Good coverage again by Bishop. Wiest, the setter, takes a swing at it, but finally the Boston block gets on the scoreboard. No coverage can stop that one. But just to finish that thought, Jalen Penrose, extremely high-level opposite out of the Boston area, played for the Boston Bounce last year, but left this offseason to join Team Pineapple. Opposite has been a hole for Boston ever since, and Greg Woods so far has been the guy to fill it this season. He really sets the tone for how this team's offense works. And a huge stuff block right there for Woods as well. Beautiful move to shut down Turner Douglas and to tie us up at 10 apiece. Raskin back to serve. He's got a left-handed cannon. Wow, really good one there, right on cue. Rattles around the ceiling. Haggard is there to keep it alive. free ball here, not handled very well at all. Will have to be sent back to Phoenix, and Vautrin sends it over out of bounds. Boston did not handle that free ball cleanly at all. That's a ball that you've got to take a really good looking swing on every time. And definitely a break for the Ascension as Scott Weiss, the setter out of Arizona State, goes back to serve. I think that libero Kobe Moore for Boston, number 2 in white, may have hit the ground a little awkwardly during that play. And if there's any blood on Moore or on the court anywhere, we've got to take our time to make sure we clean that up. Get him some tape, whatever he needs. So we will have a bit of a stoppage here. All right, not a timeout, not a set break, but we'll take all the time we need to clean up a little bit of blood perhaps on the court. Physical game, volleyball. Not a contact sport, but contact with the floor is all too common. So we'll put the camera on me for a little bit. My name's Rob St. Clair. Thanks very much for watching live on the VLA YouTube channel. Been a very long day of volleyball, but very, very rewarding, and it comes down to this match to decide who the last team in the Final Four will be. Earlier this afternoon, the beginning of bracket play, we saw Indiana Team Pineapple beat the SoCal Rising Tide in a 5-set thriller. Pineapple went up 2-0. Rising Tide brought it all the way back, but Indiana got it done 15-10 in the 5th. So tomorrow morning's semifinals will be Indiana versus the New York Legion, Team LBC, and then the Chicago Icemen versus the winner of this one here. So Boston and Phoenix looking to book their ticket to the semifinals. Looks like Kobe Moore is okay. We'll get back to action here in set number 1. Scott Weiss to serve for Phoenix. 1-point lead, 11 serving 10. Pinsence on the right side, crushed off of Haggard into the ceiling and down. So Haggard in the right spot defensively, but too much heat on that one from Jack Pinsence, number 15 in black. And we'll swap out that volleyball for a more dry version. Rotation 1 receive here for Phoenix. We're the opposite in the outside hitter switch. Which wing they attack on. They don't need to worry about that. Speaking about Phoenix, because Pinsence stepped on the service line that time. A foot fault. Weird, the number of foot faults that we've seen since we changed this gym to this beautiful one-court orientation. Plenty of room to serve. There's really no reason to be bringing the service line into play. That is a gorgeous swing right there by Jeff Vautrin, cross court inside the block and down. Nice clean kill there for number 17 in black. Vautrin, who founded and primarily organizes this Boston Bounce team. Just a huge achievement, even just getting to the playoffs in their first year playing in Tier 1. They're the only team who got promoted this past offseason to make the playoffs. And that's going to be a lift called. Yeah, so a double contact would be, or what would be a double contact is legal on the first touch, but not a lift. You can't catch it and throw it. And that ball stuck in Turner Douglas's hands a little bit too long. So Kokoros gets credit for an ace, and we'll go back to serve again. Much deeper float serve that time. Backs Douglas up, handled pretty well. Hardest stuff straight down. What a block by Jeff Vautrin. Huge penetration across the net, and Skylar Kaufman there as well. And that was a little injection of energy here into this gym in Chicago. Expecting big crowds tomorrow in this beautiful gym in the Westtown neighborhood. Nice chop shot down the line that time by Sam Haggard. He's had a lot of success hitting the ball down the line today so far. Whether that's cleanly to the floor down the line or off the outside edges of the block. We'll see if Boston makes an adjustment to that. Here is the middle blocker, Keaton Berry, back to serve. Berry out of Grand Canyon University there in Phoenix, but he misses that one just barely too short. Grand Canyon's got a pretty good and rapidly growing program, headed up by Coach Matt Worley, and has sent several players to this Phoenix Ascension lineup over the years. Good serve there by Greg Woods. That ball definitely down, and the change-up serve with a lot of topspin, too far short for Turner Douglas to get underneath. Nice choice there by Woods. Boston's lead is 3. Back and forth set number 1 so far. It's 16-13. Better pass there from Douglas. Quickly to Bishop in the middle. Nice delivery by Wiest. And that'll send Hart back to serve, an NAIA product out of Ottawa University in Arizona. Big swing right there by Skylar Kaufman. He tags the sideline. Kaufman, number 16 in black, 6'9", out of MIT, former Division III All-American. Here is Vautrin back to serve. May have been going out of bounds, played by the Phoenix libero, Cody Montano. Free ball opportunity here. Pin sense is rejected. Huge move by Jonathan Bishop. He and Scott Wiest there were in perfect sync, way over the net. And they get that point back, does Phoenix, despite the initial overpass. Nice work on the blocking end. Haggard to serve. This will be Woods out of the back row. Smartly takes the setter out of the play. Douglas will have an out-of-system swing. Tries to swipe it off the block and out of bounds. Got the out-of-bounds part right, but not the off-the-block part right. Boston's going to take that point. Kaufman, the big middle blocker, to serve. Kokoros back to the front court. Creates some indecision with that one. Douglas will have an out-of-system swing again. Dug by Kaufman. Vautrin out of the back row. Nice combination play in transition by the Boston Bounce. Alex Raskin with that quick pipe set over his head just behind him, and Vautrin was there in perfect timing. Tucks it through the Phoenix block and down. Nice play in transition there for Boston to extend their lead to 4. Douglas is shut down. Alex Raskin with the right-handed press with Kokoros there as well. And both teams, a couple very good blocking plays, but it's been Boston lately able to string a couple together on serve. 20-15 here in set number 1. This is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. They don't get together at the same events all that often given their geography, but meeting in the middle this weekend here in Chicago with a championship on the line. Another service error there, that time by Bishop, and Phoenix got to do a better job of keeping their float serves in play and then picking their spots when to be aggressive. Wow, speaking of being aggressive, what a rip by Alex Raskin. Just an incredible serve, and that nasty left-handed tail is something you don't see every day in the gym. However, Phoenix does have Brian Lewis to practice against, one of the best lefties in the league, perhaps the best. So they've seen serves of this nature before, but Raskin is really putting them in hot. Oh, Douglas somehow able to tuck that ball inside the block of Greg Woods and down on the Boston side. Break there for Phoenix if they've got any chance of making a comeback here in the first. It's 17-22. Boston looking pretty good so far. Good high swing by Woods, covered nicely by Kokoros off the block. Woods will get a second attempt. Rolled into the block of Barry and covered. Pin sense on the roll shot, picked up by Montano, the libero. And Brendan Hart takes a swipe at it, but not very good contact, and it's missed out of bounds. That's the thing about playing opposite at this level. Brendan Hart clearly got the frame at 6'9". But in those out-of-system situations, you don't have that good of an approach. The set might not be that good, might be coming from way on the other side of the court. You got to keep your body behind the ball, reach high, and make good hand contact. And the hand contact piece was not there last time. Rotation 1 receive here for Phoenix with Douglas and Hart switched on the wings. Pin sense serving with Boston 2 points away from taking set number 1. Chops that one over, handled pretty well by Montano. Douglas on the right side, high down the line, just missed out of bounds. No block touch. Oh, excuse me, there is a block touch called. Okay, called by Vautrin, I believe, the left side blocker for Boston, so that'll send Douglas back to serve. Not a very good hand pass by Kobe Moore. Vautrin out of system, slowed down by the block. Good transition chance here, but Weiss, the setter, is out of the play. Haggard, though, gets his feet to the inside and puts it away cross court. Nice effort there by Sam Haggard, number 5 in purple out of Arizona State, and a break point for the Phoenix Ascension to make the score 19-23. Rotation 2 received for the Boston Bounce. Another imperfect pass by Moore. Vautrin this time somehow finds some space down the line and terminates to bring up set point Boston 24-19. Francis Kokoros back to serve. And you can see the scores table in front of me with 4 volleyballs on hand, trying to keep the ball as dry as possible. Been a hot day in this gym here in Chicago. Kokoros trying to dial up the heat even a little bit more on set point Boston. And not very good hand contact there whatsoever. That'll send Barry back to the line. Or will it? Actually, we'll have a service substitution, bringing Vince Zanzuki in off the bench. Number 10 in purple, Vince Zanzuki, the founder and general supreme overlord of this Phoenix Ascension team. My co-host on the VLA's talk show Around the VLA. Vince puts in that serve pretty conservatively. Nice dig there by Haggard. 2 blocks in a row from Bishop are kept alive on the Boston side. Vautrin for the win through the block off the defensive effort of Scott Weiss and out of play. So that will do it for set number 1. The Boston Bouncer on the board first, 25-20. Boston is one step closer to a Final Four appearance on Championship Sunday. So the teams will change sides. We'll have some discussion, see if we get any other players in the mix. We'll be right back with set number 2. More volleyball coming your way on the Volleyball League of America YouTube channel. We will be right back. Set number 2 ready to get underway between Phoenix and Boston in this play-in bracket match. The winner takes on the Chicago Icemen tomorrow morning in the semifinals. Boston took the first 25-20, and Scott Weiss for the Phoenix Ascension in purple on the near side of your screen will get us underway serving. Good high flat swing there by Pinsense, run down by Haggard. Breakpoint opportunity here immediately, and a good crossbody swing by Turner Douglas to deflect that ball off the block and out of bounds. So Phoenix here on the board first. Kokoros off speed in the middle. Nice stab there by Douglas. But a free ball chance here for Boston, sent over right back immediately by Raskind. Hart, roll shot pretty easy. Raskind again. Woods out of the back row, right on the net, back to the Boston side. Ooh, not a good roll shot there by Pinsense, badly short. And Phoenix's lead is 2-0 here early on in set number 2. Wiest to serve again. Rotation 6 receive. Yeah, I knew that was only a matter of time. I was just thinking Raskin in the front court might need to take this chance in the rotation to be an offensive setter. Sure enough, he goes with the two-handed throwdown. And that was the ball that touched the net, not the player. So Boston is on the board here in the second. Wow, beautiful set from Wiest all the way to the right side. Raskin is there. Woods with very little transition. Actually, no, just a miscommunication on the Boston side about who was going to send that ball over. And the answer eventually was nobody. It's 3-1 Phoenix and rotation 1 receive for the Boston bounce. Kokoros off the high part of the block and out of play. These two teams are playing their third best-of-5 match of the day. That is a lot of volleyball. So energy, endurance, fatigue, definitely a factor, but there is so much on the line. And that ball chopped over by Haggard. Defensive play made, but unfortunately negated by a Boston net violation. So the score will be 4-2. Crush cross court by Woods, inbounds, plus a touch off the block. That's a pretty good swing by number 8 in black, considering the tightness of the set. Kokoros back to serve, trying to get some traction. Yeah, floor traction definitely an issue. Not all that hot in Chicago today, but the humidity percentage is sky high, so we'll do whatever we can to keep the floor dry. Looking at the weather really quickly, yeah, 82% humidity. That is off the charts in Chicago right now, so that's the reason for swapping volleyballs, mopping up the floors, you name it. Ready to play now. Kokoros to serve, 3 serving 4 in set number 2. He's going to go with the float serve this time to keep it in play. Haggard, sharp cross court inside the block, out of bounds, no touch. And Boston grabs the break point on serve with the attacking error. Kokoros again. Deep float serve that time. I like that strategy. Bishop in the middle with a little paintbrush action. Anybody who's played volleyball before knows that that is, the paintbrush is 2 things. It is never intentional and it is always unstoppable. Just because nobody ever sees it coming, you just can't defend against it. Perfect pass there by Pinsense. Kaufman in the middle with a tip attempt of his own. Oh my goodness, is that a block on a free ball attempt? Yes, it is. Kobe Moore tried to send over a free ball, and Jonathan Bishop reaching as far over the net as he could. Totally legal against the 3rd contact. That was awesome. You don't usually see a free ball attempt just blocked on the first touch. Ascension retakes the lead, actually extends it to 6-4, make it 6-5 on the crossbody put away by Skylar Kaufman. Defensive play made there by Woods. Vautrin with very little transition, dug by Douglas into backcourt. Good swing there by Hart on the right side. Coming out of position 1 for Phoenix, keeping his feet behind the 3-meter line and gets the block touch on his way out of bounds. And you can see the footing right now is definitely a factor. These guys doing everything they can to not slip all over the floor, and the slipperiness of the volleyball is a factor as well. We'll follow along with that. Sure enough, there's Vautrin slipping in the early part of his approach, but he recovers fast enough to tool that ball off the Phoenix block and out of bounds. And he lands and immediately shakes his head. That's served by Vautrin, missed well out of bounds, going for the position 1 corner. You can hear Phoenix libero Cody Montano barking out orders, because this is one of the very few plays he's not on the floor. While the middle blocker serves, libero has to come off, but not a good service effort there from Bishop, so Montano, number 6 in black for Phoenix, right back to the floor to receive serve. Here is Skylar Kaufman. Beautiful delivery from Weiss to Barry. I think he blasted that ball off the head of one of the blockers, maybe Kokoros, and deflected into the side wall. Wow, crushed by Woods out of the back row, flying in from behind the 3-meter line, but just barely not over the top of that ball enough such that it missed out of bounds long. Phoenix extends their lead. It's 10-7. Make it 11. I think that's an ace serve. Yes, it is. Scott Weiss and Jeff Vautrin is going to go to the bench here, replaced by Andrew Bliss. Vautrin has been pretty visibly frustrated with his footing, just slipping all over the place. So Andrew Bliss, number 1 in black, on an outside hitter. Kokoros in the middle. Not great hand contact. Dug by Montano. Douglas out of system, chops it over. First swing for Bliss out of the back row is covered. Raskin takes a rip at it, tries to turn with the right hand, and Turner Douglas said, "Not in my house." Wow, nice read by number 14 in purple, anticipating that setter's second contact attack. Phoenix's lead is 12-7. Nice response after dropping set number 1. Oh my goodness, what a tough block. Oh, Brendan Hart was all over that one. 6'9" and way over the net. Highlight reel, here we come. Timeout Boston, 13-7, the Ascension lead. That one will go straight to the highlight reel. We will see you on Instagram later. And if you're interested in following the VLA on Instagram, check out the link in the description. We are at VLA Volleyball. Posting all kinds of great stuff from this weekend and otherwise. We'll do a little bit of trivia. Let me know in the YouTube chat if the closest answer to this trivia question will get a shout out. Coming into this weekend, how many matches did the Volleyball League of America play this season? Starting in January, coming up to the beginning of this tournament this weekend, how many matches were played in the 2022 VLA season? I know the exact number. Whoever's closest in the chat will get a shout out. So let me hear your answers. out of the timeout. Scott Wiest serving for Phoenix. Ascension with all the momentum in the world right now. 13-7 the score. Pinsent's trying to answer, tipped that ball down the line, kept alive. Douglas resets it into the block nicely, and that'll be a double contact. I think Keaton Berry forgot that he played the first ball, and he saw this nice appetizing ball hanging up right on the tape, and may have forgotten that he's not allowed to touch it twice. Point for Boston. Let's see if Raskin here can go on a run to get the bounce back into this. Sure enough, right on cue, ace serve Alex Raskin. And I can say from experience, for having coached Alex at the University of Michigan, that teams react to his serve very similarly to the way Phoenix is right now, and that is with just fear. This kid's got a cannon for a left arm. Another good one, handled by Haggard way off the net. Hart's crushed about as hard as he can. Off the block of Woods and out of bounds. He really wound up and blasted that thing. Good side out there for Phoenix out of rotation 1. Douglas will go back to serve, and a couple bounce players retying their shoes. Nice pass there by Kokoros, the middle blocker. Pinsent's crushed down the line, right on the sideline. Really nice wrist away swing there by number 15 in black. He'll go back to serve, and our first look at Andrew Bliss, number 1 in the black with the long sleeves, in the front court for Boston since coming in for Jeff Vautrin. Did Hart get the block touch there? Yes, he did. High flat swing on its way out of bounds, deflected off the block, and you would think that if you're 6'9", you're trying to bang the ball straight down all the time. Not so much in Hart's case. Some smart offensive choices so far. Wow, what a bomb by Greg Woods. Now, they do all count the same, but the ones that you crush straight to the floor are a little bit more fun to watch. Thanks, Greg, for entertaining the people. Good set from Wiest to Bishop in the middle. That is not an easy play. High degree of difficulty offense there. Wiest a little bit off the net at about 3 meters off a low pass. Able to fire that ball up quickly enough to get it high enough for Bishop. Nice play. 16-11. A pretty comfortable Ascension lead here in set 2. But remember, Boston took the first. Woods going after that one. Pretty good set from Raskin out of system, but no touch on its way out of bounds. Perfect pass there by Moore, and quickly into the middle to Kaufman, dunked through the block and down. You can see these guys, they aren't nearly as explosive on their spike approaches as I would normally see them, because they're just trying to be a little bit more methodical so they don't slip. It really is that much of a factor. Oh, nice pickup there by Montano, but barely out of bounds on the Boston side. I think that'll be a kill in the stat sheet for Skylar Kaufman. Perfect pass there by Douglas. Haggard on the tight set, tipped down the line, but the net was touched. Ooh, interesting. A net violation called here against Raskin, the blocker for Boston. I can hear Raskin claiming that that Haggard, the Phoenix attacker, grabbed his arm and pulled it down into the net. Clearly not intentionally, but he doesn't think that he touched the net organically. And if you're forced into the net, it's not a violation. So maybe a tough break there for Boston. Bliss off the block and out of bounds, his first kill since entering for Vautrin, and number 1 in black, Andrew Bliss. 6'4" outside hitter out of Keene University in the Conference Carolinas. Douglas, chop cross court, and what I thought might be a makeable play. Little indecision there between Pinsense and the libero Kobe Moore, not able to be retrieved. 19-14, the Ascension cushion is still about 5 points, as it has been for the last 10 minutes or so. They're closing in on equalizing this match at 1 set apiece. Perfect pass there by Moore. And Kaufman crushed in the middle off of Brendan Hart and out of play. Hey, believe it or not, we've got an answer for a trivia question in the chat who is spot on. Exactly 157 matches played in the VLA this season coming into this weekend. And we may or may not have revealed that on our talk show around the VLA the other night. So shout outs to David Freitag doing your homework. Ooh, I like the idea on the pipe combination there, but the connection not quite there. Free ball opportunity here for Boston. And Pinsense takes a rip. He puts it away off the block and out of bounds. Could that potentially be a crack in the door? The Ascension is leaving for Boston to get back into this set. It's 16-19. Here is Skylar Kaufman, rotation 6 receive here for Phoenix. Wiest, a front court setter. Wow, and Wiest wins the joust. Talk about a front court setter play. That is a throwdown. Meet me at the top of the antenna and don't be late. Kokoros put down on that occasion. Nice physical play from Wiest, and his team kind of needed that side out. 20 serving 16. And that swing by Greg Woods missed well short into the net. He promptly apologizes. (21-16). Phoenix back up by 5, closing in on set number 2. Good block touch there. Haggard will take a swing out of the back row, and he misses it short as well. And we'll swap out a new volleyball. This is, I don't know if I've ever seen an event where we switched volleyballs out so often. It must really be a factor. I would love to feel one, see just how much of a problem it is. Good rip there by Raskin, handled pretty nicely by Montano. Hart on the left side, takes a rip at it, and this time does not get the block on its way out of bounds. So break point there for Boston. It's 18-21. As if there's one thing that we've learned today at the VLA Championships is that this particular score, a lead of 18-21, is not safe. But now Phoenix makes it 22-18 on the service error of Raskin just out of bounds wide. Now Boston receiving in rotation 1. Kokoros in the middle, dug by Montano. Wiest able to run it down. Free ball opportunity here. Woods tipped into the block, recycled nicely. Moore is there. Woods again, deep cross court and right in the corner in position 5. Really nicely done there by Boston. That previous attempt by Greg Woods where he tipped it softly into the block, that was an intentional play to get it covered back on his side. Worked to perfection, gave himself the chance to take that second swing. Good dig down the line by Raskin, but not able to be controlled, plus a Boston net violation. That brings Phoenix one step closer, and once again, Vince Zanzuki gonna come in to serve for Keaton Berry at 23-19. Kokoros in the middle, cross body, missed it out of bounds. That brings up set point Phoenix. Zanzuki with the honors, 24-19. The Ascension are 1 point away from tying us up here at 1 set apiece. Bliss crushed through the block. And a net violation against Phoenix will add just a little bit more substance to that kill. Service sub will be undone for Phoenix, but they still have 4 set point opportunities on Kokoros's serve. Perfect pass there by Haggard. Haggard, sharp cross court, missed it out of bounds though, didn't quite catch the sideline. So Boston's still alive. Pretty good pass again. Bishop for the set with the paintbrush. And we talked about the paintbrush. It's never intentional and it's always unstoppable. And that is how Phoenix puts a bow on set number 2. 25-21, the Ascension take it. And we are all tied up at 1 set each. Going at least 4 sets here in the last match of the day. We'll be right back with set number 3. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for watching live on the VLA YouTube channel. Set number 3 ready to get underway. My name's Rob St. Clair. Thanks for joining live on the VLA YouTube channel for the 2022 Tier 1 Championships. Tied up at 1 set apiece here between the Boston Bounce and the Phoenix Ascension. And what a start for Boston on the near side of your screen in black. A perfect ace serve by Alex Raskin down the line. And he can't quite follow it up that time. He misses that short. But a good start for Boston. That'll send Scott Wiest, the setter for the Phoenix Ascension, back to serve in purple on the far side of your screen. Perfect pass there by Pinsense. Raskin throws that up high, doesn't commit a net violation. Transition chance here. Wow, what a crush cross court. Brendan Hart with the blast. Nice piece of transition there for Phoenix, and they take an early lead. The winner of this match moves on to Championship Sunday and takes on the Chicago Icemen in the semifinals. Whoa, one bomb deserves another. Greg Woods with the answer. And that ball passed initially for Boston by Jeff Vautrin, so he is back in the starting lineup. Andrew Bliss will start this set on the bench. Wow, what a stuff block by Kokoros. With Greg Woods there as well. That was a brick wall. Nowhere for Keaton Berry to go. Really nice read on the Boston side against Phoenix's rotation 1. Now the question is, does Wiest, if the ball's passed well enough on the Phoenix side, does Wiest go right back to him? If I were him, I would. Can't with that pass. Tight set to Douglas is blocked. Woods wins the joust, and that'll be a back row attack violation. Yes, Cody Montano, the libero for Phoenix, set that ball overhead in front of the 3-meter line, and then Douglas attacked it. So even though Douglas is a front court player, because of the libero setting too far forward, that's a back row attack violation. Wow, what a wind up there from Hart. Good defensive play made by Raskin. Free ball here on the Phoenix side. Douglas with the roll. Moore makes the read. Vautrin chopped over the top, and a net violation by the Phoenix block. Turner Douglas, I believe, will give Boston the point on a pretty good rally right there. It's 5 serving 2. Rotation 1 receive right now for the Ascension. A little bit of an issue. And we saw the libero Kobe Moore, number 2 in white. Libero out of LaSalle University. Dive on the floor. I'll make sure we clean that up before we resume. Ooh, Hart with a very ambitious angle. That one never had a chance. And the Boston lead is extended to 4. Good float serve there by Pinsets. Hart out of system, pretty easy roll shot. Woods will have a swing against 2 blockers. Good dig there by Haggard. But right on the net, sent over as a gift to Francis Kokoros, who fists it straight down. Wow, you don't get overpasses much juicier than that one, and credit to Kokoros for not following through and touching the net. We're going to have a timeout here for the Ascension, trapped badly in rotation 1 receive, with Hart and Douglas switching on the wings. They need timeout here early in set number 3 to talk this over. 7-2 Boston, off to a quick start. The boys in the timeout taking all the time they need to clean off their shoes, clean off the floor, clean off the volleyball. It is hot in here. Good run by Phoenix there out of the timeout to get Berry back involved in the middle, and he puts it away. That's the thing about rotation 1. When your opposite and your outside hitters switch wings, maybe they freak out a little bit on those wrong sides, but you know who doesn't switch? The middle. Keep that guy involved. Float serve missed short there by Douglas. Berry with the left hand, tipped in the middle. Good out of system chance. Vautrin off the head of one of the blockers. Wow, that ball went from Vautrin's arm to the blocker's head to the ceiling to the floor faster than anything I may have ever seen. And Boston up commandingly here in set 3, 8-3. No, make it 9-3. Good deep float serving by Kokoros, nicely targeted. Good dig by Raskin. Oh, Kaufman thought he could send it over, misjudged kind of where he was position-wise. Beautiful set from Raskin to Woods. That ball crushed by Woods off the block of Haggard, now to play. 10-4 Boston. Good service pressure there by Woods. Beautiful effort, though, by Haggard to run it down. Free ball here. Kaufman in the middle, across his body, really good range. And Boston sort of fell asleep for that second set. They are awake and energetic here on a Saturday evening in Chicago. They lead 11-4 in the third. We're all tied up at 1 set each. That serve missed out of bounds by Woods. Vautrin tries to slice off a very sharp cross-court angle off the tape and out of bounds. So break point for Phoenix on the serve of Brendan Hart. Let's see if they can go on a run. Kaufman again, tipped in the middle, kept alive, and somehow slapped over by Bishop on the second contact. What a crazy combination play that was. I don't know if they could draw that one up and execute it again if they tried. It's a little energy booster there. Ascension back within 4. Woods here out of the back row. No block up and a beautiful delivery by Raskin. Crushed by Greg Woods with no opposition. Pretty good pass there by Haggard. Wiest falls down, slips, and Montano unable to adjust. That didn't get underneath that ball on the pancake effort. That's first time I'd say the slippery floor has really directly affected the play, but sure enough, Wiest slipped and just had no chance of getting there. That's a tough break. So that will stand as a Boston point. Vautrin back to serve 13-7. Let's see if Wiest can keep his footing this time. Good defensive positioning there by Vautrin. Transition chance, pin sense inside the block, cross court and down. That is so good. Jeff Vautrin defending in position 6. That's exactly what you want your modern game position 6 defender to do. You got to be on the end line, if not even deeper than that, to run down those balls that are hit off the hands of the block. Vautrin, because he was in the right spot, he made that play look so easy. And there's some of the coaching influence. I mentioned Jeff Vautrin, an alumnus of LaSalle University, and has taken over his former program as the head coach. You better believe he coaches his outside hitters and position 6 defenders to play in that exact same spot. Beautiful pass by Douglas, and destroyed in the middle by Jonathan Bishop. You don't get a much cleaner first ball side out than that right there. Just outstanding serve reception by Turner Douglas that enabled Wiest to have all of his hitter options. Good pass there by Pinsence. Vautrin out of the back row. Really good looking play, but barely a 3-meter line back row attack violation. Nice choice by Raskin. Looked good, but by a centimeter or two, Vautrin's toe was on the line, so Phoenix takes the points. 9 serving 14. Really good pass there by Moore. Another throwdown. Alex Raskin with the two-handed slam. That is really fun to watch. We've seen him just hammer the ball with his left hand multiple times today, but the two-hander is pretty creative. It's also easier to disguise for longer. Got to give Kobe more credit for that piece of service reception. That was a dime. Kaufman back to serve. Douglas reset off the block, covered by Hart. Douglas again this time, dug by Vautrin, again in a good spot defensively. But a free ball here for Phoenix. Weiss to Bishop again. Man, Jonathan Bishop is going to have a really good career in this league. I love watching this kid hit and block the ball. Bishop out of the University of Arizona has got really good range to both sidelines, which you've got to have as a middle attacker. His next thing I'd like to see in his progression is develop a legitimately threatening serve. Let's see what he can do here. Perfect pass there by Vautrin. Kokoros in the middle. I think that caught a piece of the block. Yes, it did. Boston takes the point. Wow, what a hammer by Raskin from the service line. Barry tipped that ball into the block. Not a bad choice, but Pinsence was there to throw it back down. And Boston pretty convincingly here in set number 3. 17-10 they lead. And Raskin will continue to unleash with that left arm from the service line. Ooh, not missed out of bounds by much. A little more side spin than top spin on that one, though. So now let's see how Boston fares in rotation 1 receive. Off the float service, Scott Weiss. Ooh, pipe combination of Vautrin. Vautrin was nowhere to be found. Free ball chance here. Hart on the right side. Off the block, down the line, and Moore can't get underneath it. So a break point there for Phoenix after Vautrin, either he slipped or he just wasn't expecting to be set. Rotation 1 receive again for the bounce. That ball by Pinsence hit out of bounds. That set maybe a little too far off the net. Another hitting error and another point on the Phoenix serve. The set's far from over still. It's 13-17. Wow. Blasted to the floor cross court by Greg Woods. This dude is explosive. Really the only guy I'm kind of looking at on the court right now who doesn't seem to be affected by the slippery floor. He's still going up and banging the way he always does. Smart play there by Hart, tipping that ball off the block and out of bounds. Nice vision and good decision making there by the big man. Phoenix is out of rotation 1. Not a good pass there by Pinsence, but it's barely kept alive. It will be sent over to Boston as a free ball, though. Woods on the right side with the roll shot. Barry is there. Hart cross court. Missed it out of bounds. No block touch. (19-14) the score. Boston up a comfortable margin once again. Repeat set to Hart, and this time no doubt about it. Nice work staying behind that ball, and he blasts it inside the block, and no defense really anywhere are going to be able to pick that one up. Nice repeat set there by Wiest, and Barry will go back to serve. Kaufman in the middle, overruns it a little bit. Wiest is there defensively. Hart down the line. Wow, how did he find that angle? That was beautiful. And a little extra on that celebration from Phoenix. They are not going down without a fight here. It's 16-19. And Wiest is taking some initiative and cleaning up the floor. Barry to serve. Look how far up in the court the Boston receivers are. They're about 12 feet. All of them trying to hand pass this ball. Yeah, crushed by Kaufman in the middle again. That's textbook. You get a float serve that's easy enough to hand pass perfectly. Quick set to the middle. Move on with your game. Nice choice there by Raskind. Tight pass. Wiest can't quite get underneath it. Bishop asking about Kaufman reaching over, but nobody from Boston ever touched that ball. Just straight up fell on the Phoenix side. Their lead now 21-16. Two really big points in a row for Boston's comfort in terms of this lead in the third set, as we will swap out volleyballs. Serve missed out of bounds by Woods. Sort of a similar example as we were talking about with Team Pineapple being able to beat the SoCal Rising Tide earlier today. With this tournament format, you can go 0-2 in pool play and still make a run at this championship. Very possible Team Pineapple's going to have a chance to do it tomorrow as Woods puts that ball away. But the Boston Bounce, another team that this morning went 0-2 in their pool with the Chicago Icemen and the SoCal Rising Tide, losing to both. They cross over with the second place team from the other pool, which was Phoenix. And Boston looking in control right now of this match and looking to potentially advance to the semifinals. Free ball opportunity here, and Raskin loses the joust to Haggard. Not a good ball handling play there by Kobe Moore. Normally very sure-handed libero. You gotta keep that ball at least on your side on the free ball pass. Haggard slowed down by the tape. Pin sense is there. Woods is clamped by Bishop with Douglas there as well. What a massive double block there for the Ascension. Definitely not over yet at 19-22, but it's going to have to continue to be in this run against Boston's rotation 5 receive. Now, if the ball's passed well enough, expect Alex Raskin on the second contact. Not this time. Pin sense deep, may have been on its way out of bounds. Haggard got in the way of it because as he signaled immediately, he thought that ball was touched off the block. So in his mind, he had no choice but to play it. I'm not sure if it touched the block or not, but I agree. When in doubt, try to dig the ball. 23-19 now. Let's see if Kaufman can put this third set on ice. Perfect pass there by Douglas. And Douglas off the tape cross court in between the two Boston defenders, and he puts it away. And now, as we've seen in each set so far, Vince Zanzuki, the Phoenix captain, going to come in off the bench to serve and play some defense. This time it's for Bishop. 20 serving 23. Pretty good serve there from Zanzuki. Woods will take a swing. Easy roll shot, but a miscommunication combined with some slippage on the Phoenix side. They made a pretty easy, what I thought was an easy play, look difficult on that occasion, and that will bring up set point for Boston. Alex Raskin has served extremely well. Let's see if he can punctuate this thing. It at least we'll see if he can punctuate this thing after we clean up the floor. It's fine, Alex. You can blame that on the little delay. So 1 set point saved. Now Weiss to serve. 21-24. Boston's got 3 chances to side out of rotation 1, get this thing done. Perfect pass there. Kokoros in the middle is blocked and covered. Pin sense for the set, slowed down by a good block touch. Oh, not quite a hittable opportunity there. Raskin to Woods. He'll take a swing for the set, and he puts it away cross court. Really nice arm swing right there by Greg Woods, staying behind that ball, and Boston gets it done. 25-21. The Bounce takes set number 3. They lead this match 2-1. And they will look to get this thing done in 4 to clinch a spot in the semifinals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while the teams change sides, put the camera on me for a moment. My name's Rob St. Clair, in case you're just tuning in. Thanks very much for watching. Big day of volleyball today. Long day of volleyball today for sure, for definitely us and our production team, but more so for these teams that are playing. This is their 3rd best-of-5 set match today. That is a lot of volleyball, and it's not getting any easier as the humidity in this gym continues to be a factor. So these teams are grinding it out right now, but they understand that there's a lot on the line. This has been an entire season. We started playing this 2022 season in the VLA all the way back in January, 6 months ago. Stops literally all over the country, regular season events, gigantic tournaments, huge matches literally all over the country. And as we talked about earlier, coming into this weekend, there have been 157 VLA matches played in 2022. And for these teams, it all comes down to this. If they want a chance to play for a championship tomorrow, they've got to win this match straight up. Boston up 2-1 over Phoenix. But we saw a 5-setter earlier this afternoon. Not impossible. We could see another one. So amidst all the elemental factors, sweaty volleyballs, slippery gym floors, physical and mental fatigue, one of these 2 teams will advance to take on the Chicago Icemen in tomorrow morning's semifinals. And right now it's Boston who are 1 step closer than Phoenix to that goal. So let's check it out. Set number 4 just about ready to get underway. Thanks for watching again live on the Volleyball League of America YouTube channel. Set number 4, just about ready to get underway as Scott Weiss waves to the camera at home. I echo his sentiments. Hello to you all watching all around the world right now. You're tuning into the Volleyball League of America Tier 1 Championships as the Phoenix Ascension trail the Boston Bounce 1-2. And are looking to stay alive here to advance to tomorrow's semifinals. And a Phoenix stuff block immediately. No coverage there for Boston on that occasion. And Phoenix starts out set number 4 with the first point on the board. Andrew Bliss for Boston, number 1 in black, in the black long sleeves, gets the started outside hitter for Jeff Vautrin in this set. And immediately gets a look out of the back row. Beautiful one-handed stab by Montano. Hart takes a swing at it. That's legal! Oh my goodness, Sam Haggard with the scramble. Just a pure reaction to keep that ball alive. It ends up going over the net and to the floor on the Boston side. Heck of a break there for Phoenix. And I received word in the set change as the teams are changing sides that when the first team reaches 15 in this set, we'll have a technical timeout of sorts so that we can mop up the floor. That's sort of the situation that we're dealing with as Jack Pinsentz blasts that ball down the line for Boston to get on the board here in the fourth. Overpass forced by Raskin. Moore barely keeps it alive with the pancake play. Oh my goodness, what a block though. One-on-one, Greg Woods saves what would have been a disaster for Boston to get an overpass like that and let it fall. Kobe Moore barely got there in time, but a gigantic block by Greg Woods. Shut down Brendan Hard as a couple of the Ascension players go talk to our officials about a potential double contact call. So Boston will keep that point. It's 2 apiece here in the fourth. Raskin back to serve. Really good first ball side out right there. Passed inside the 3-meter line, and Wiest quickly feeds Keaton Berry, who crushed it wrist away. That'll send Douglas back to serve. Rotation 1 receive here for Boston. This rotation's been an issue for both teams. Nice short float serve. Raskin keeps that ball alive, doesn't touch the net, but a transition chance here for Phoenix. Hart down the line. That's that high contact point. Really well done in transition for the Ascension. Just control the ball, chuck out the high ball for your 6'9" guy and let him go get it. Phoenix takes the lead, or extends rather, to 4-2. Woods challenges the triple block, and definitely a net violation there. That was pretty clearly Brendan Hart into the net. I'm not sure what the argument is there. And Boston out of that rotation. Pinsentz back to serve. Good rip by Haggard down the line. And I mentioned earlier that Haggard's had a lot of success hitting that shot in this tournament. He disguises it really well. The reason why it works is because nobody can really see it coming. His shoulder is faced to the cross court, and he does it purely with his arm across his body. It's a pretty high degree of difficulty swing, especially to not over-rotate it and hit it out of bounds, which he almost never does. It's a pretty nice tool in the toolbox for number 5 in purple. Bliss on the left side, high, hard cross court, but out of bounds and no block touch. It was a pretty good look for Boston off a good pass, but Phoenix takes a break point. They lead 6-3. Shank pass by Pinsentz, make it 7-3. Keaton Berry, of all players, picks up an ace, and a timeout for Boston. Phoenix has been able to keep their energy level high despite trailing 1-2. Boston wants to talk this over. It's too early to call it, but it is possible, ladies and gentlemen, that we're headed for yet another 5-setter. Saw one earlier with Indiana Team Pineapple getting it done over the SoCal Rising Tide. As that match went the distance, we very well could be in for the same right here. Berry out of the timeout, looking for his second ace in a row. That's pretty close. What a set by Raskin. Woods, though, is dug right on top of the tape, and it's crushed to the floor by Bliss. That was a beautiful one-handed flick by Alex Raskin to rescue that ball from heading towards the antenna in a hittable position. And mentioned that Raskin hasn't been a full-time setter since really high school. You really couldn't tell by the way he's playing this weekend. A little bit of a tight set and a smart adjustment by Haggard, tipping that ball over the top. And Raskin on defense a little deep, tried to move his momentum forward, and the slippery floor put a stop to that idea pretty quickly. And we will take some time to clean up that spot near right back position on the Boston side. Phoenix leads 8-4, looking to keep their season alive. And I've talked to Vince Sanzuki on Around the VLAs. He and I have done our league's talk show throughout the year. He knows this Ascension team it's a well-documented rebuilding phase. Oh, nice chase there by Pinsense. Free ball opportunity here for Phoenix, but right on the net for Wiest, and he throws it down with two hands. Again, though, Phoenix is in a rebuilding mode. They've lost a lot of players to just aging out of the system, moving over to other teams. They were expecting to get a crop of players from their local colleges that they didn't get for an extra year because of the extra year of eligibility given to them due to the pandemic. So this team for Vince Zanzuki, he wasn't expecting a championship level team this year. He thought that he might have had one last year when the Ascension finished third. But the rebuild that Phoenix has been trying to undergo throughout this season on a bit of a faster pace than maybe most of the league expected. They've played really some very good volleyball throughout this year. And actually similar to Boston, the one thing that Phoenix and Boston have both been missing is really the ability to punch above their perceived weight class. Neither has really ever beat a team perceived to be better than them. Kaufman in the middle, cross body again. Just makes it look so easy. And his connection with Alex Raskin goes all the way back to high school. Those two guys grew up together in Needham, Massachusetts. Now playing on the big stage here at VLA Championships. Kaufman, big dude, 6'9", like we've talked about, but moves pretty smooth, and he really does make the attacking game look pretty easy. Not a good pass there by Douglas. Wiest is able to rescue it. Hittable ball for Douglas is dug by Moore. Pinsense explodes cross court. Really nice acceleration by Jack Pinsense on the approach. These guys have really adjusted nicely to the conditions of the floor and how it affects their attacking approaches. They're doing a nice job of treating it a little more like a beach volleyball approach, going from slow to fast as best they can. That will be a lift called against Boston. Hear a lot of feedback there from the Phoenix sideline, talking about their matchups, but there's no matchup against that. Smart shot there by Pinsense off the block and out of bounds. Wiest can definitely do a better job with his right-handed discipline. Does not get tooled quite so easily. Douglas got the block touch on its way out of bounds. Nice high flat swing there on the outside for number 14 in purple. And if you're new to high-level volleyball, it might not be super apparent that that's something that Douglas and a lot of these other wing hitters are doing on purpose. A lot of situations, because they can see the block that's in front of them, they don't have any intention of putting the ball to the floor. They want to hit the ball off the edges of the block and out of bounds. That's an intentional play. A little bit of an underset ball there to Kokoros, but the net violation committed by the Phoenix block will give Boston the side out. It is 9 serving 12. Alex Raskin trying to get his team back into this, and right on the end line he puts an ace. Perfectly located. Just when his team needed one, he shrugs his shoulders saying, what? Yeah, that's no big deal. Do this sort of thing all the time. And he does, I can confirm. I've seen him tear people apart in practice for years. That one handled pretty nicely there by Douglas. But a block one-on-one by Kokoros against Keaton Berry, plus a bit of a stare down and a bizarre celebration. But whatever it takes to keep producing energy. Boston is within 1. Good serving from Alex Raskin. 11 serving 12. Ace serve again, right down the line. Raskin just spinning that wheel. Keep this thing going, and he'll rely on Kokoros for some celebrations. It's tied up at 12. The Ascension have controlled this 4th set so far until this run. Similar looking serve, but that one comfortably out of bounds wide, so the run is over. Ascension retakes the lead, but a really good trip to the line there by Raskin. Turner Douglas back to serve. Kokoros in the middle, not perfect connection there. Sent back over, and the slippery floor again is really preventing both teams, but Boston in particular, from getting underneath some of these seemingly or easy looking plays that I really think that in a normal gym, in normal conditions, these would be easily kept alive. Nice hand pass there by Kokoros, the middle blocker. Pin sends, crushed deep cross court on the right side in rotation 1. A perfect deep cross court swing by number 15 in black. Wow, what a hammer down the line by Brendan Hart. Perfectly tagged right on the line, and this right on cue, we mentioned it earlier, we'll take sort of a technical timeout here. This is not a charged timeout to either team, but we'll just take a break in the gym to run the mops along the floor. Do the best we can to keep the playing surface usable. So we'll take a moment. We will be right back after this break. All right, the floor has been cleaned. We are back to action here in set number 4, a tight game. Started off strongly in the Ascension's favor early on in the 4th, but now just 15-13 is the Phoenix lead. And Keaton Berry will be the Phoenix server. The Ascension in purple on the near side of your screen, looking to extend this match to a 5th set. Perfect pass there by Moore. Bliss high into the triple block, and he is rejected. Bishop there to anchor that 3-man wall for Phoenix right in the corner in Boston's position 1. 16-13 now the score. Overpassed. Hart takes a swing at it. And what a swing it was. An overpass bomb for the ages. Oh my goodness, that'll inject some energy into just about any place. That was amazing. Barry again. That's a better pass there from Moore. Woods is blocked one-on-one by Haggard. What a run from Phoenix. A technical timeout and 3 straight points. It's a 5-point Ascension lead. And Boston now in the snappier fingers. They are running out of time to stop this thing from going 5. And Bliss, though, able to tuck that ball inside the block to restore a little bit of order for the Purple Frogs. Kokoros to serve. He's had some, wow, I really like that deep float serve, really pushing Douglas back. And Hart takes a swing just as hard as he can off the fingertips of the block and out of bounds. That's really not a bad block touch. The ball's just hit so darn hard that the defense can't chase it down. Hart now back to serve. Bliss tipped over the top, and Hart, the big 6'9" opposite, fallen like a tree in the forest. Distantly too late to keep that ball off the floor. So Woods will go back to serve. We'll clean up the floor on the Boston side. And while they're cleaning up the Ascension side, might as well clean up the Boston side as well. We're not kidding here, ladies and gentlemen, about the significance of the humidity in this gym. I looked it up on the weather earlier in this match. I think the humidity percentage was above 80. Let me look it up again. Yeah, 83% humidity, and this gym is far from immune to those conditions. It's like pretty severe. So these guys are doing whatever they can. We'll do whatever we need to the floors. Ball may have been going out of bounds, played though by Haggard. He gets this swing on the left side. Sharp cross court through the block and down. Sam Haggard on the give and go has gotten his team to 20 points. It's 20-15. And we might have our second consecutive 5-setter on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Kaufman on the crossbody throw. Nothing Hart can do defensively to keep that one off the floor. It's funny, yeah. I'm laughing with my producer Michael Wooten. We've got our microphones that are picking up really good quality court audio. They're right by our down official Luis Ventura, so every time he moves, you can hear kind of the squeak of his steps on the sweaty floor. That's the humidity we're talking about. We've got an audible reminder of it every time our down official takes a step. It's kind of funny. And here we've got a substitution for Boston. Jeff Vautrin back in for Andrew Bliss, who's walking to the bench in a little bit of discomfort, perhaps. So Vautrin's had a little bit of a break. We'll see how fresh he is. Overpass, dug though by Moore, and the throw down by Raskin. He followed through and touched the net. That'll be a Phoenix point. Let's go, 22-16 Phoenix. Very close to a tiebreaker. Bishop serving again. Woods out of the back row off the block and out of bounds. And whatever Greg Woods has done to his shoes, I'll have what he's having. So many of these guys are slipping, but seriously, Greg Woods, between the two teams, is about the only guy I've noticed that really doesn't seem to be affected by the conditions that much. Tight pass, Kokoros on the overpass swing. Wow, what a play by Hart. Free ball chance here for Boston. Raskin to Pinsence, who's blocked but covered nicely by Woods. Pinsence again, tipped over the top again. Hart dives and tries to make the play, but can't be controlled this time. And the Bounce do take the point. (18) serving 22. This thing not over yet. Kaufman to serve after the quick delay to clean up the floor. 18 serving 22. 3 side outs for Phoenix, and we're going 5. Tipped by Barry in the middle. Pretty good transition look here. Pinsent's tipped over the top, and Douglas is there. Haggard out of the back row. We haven't seen that combination too much from either team because of its demand on your sure footing. And sure enough, that time Haggard unable to send that one over the net. So timeout Phoenix, as Boston's back within 3. Just want to make sure they've got their side-out offense in order so that they can get over the finish line here in set number 4. Kaufman serving out of the timeout. Phoenix just 3 points away from yet another tie-breaking 5th set. Rotation 6 received for the Ascension. Wiest is the front court setter right now. Douglas bombs away on the left side, gets a good high deflection off the block and down. I really like that timeout from Zanzuki. It wasn't a desperation moment, just wanted to use the timeout because he has them and talk a couple things over, make sure they were organized to get these last couple points. Now 23-19. Woods out of the back row. Wow, what a beautiful roll shot. And Montano, I think, tried to make a reaction, but rather than diving forward, just kind of fell straight down without being able to get traction with his feet. Raskin to serve. If there's one server for Boston who can do this to make this comeback at 2023, it's definitely number 23 in black, but that one just barely out of bounds. I think Douglas thought about playing it for a second, made the smart call not to. That will bring up set points for the Phoenix Ascension, 24-20. Rotation 1 received for Boston. Perfect pass by Moore. Kokoros tipped in the middle. Wiest is there. Pinsent's high contact point cross court through the block, and 1 set point is saved. Not over yet, but Phoenix just needs 1 more side out. Haggard for the set against a one-on-one, down the line again. And he puts it away in front of Raskin. That will do it, 25-21. Phoenix takes the set. We are tied up at 2 apiece, and that means, ladies and gentlemen, we are going 5. 2 matches in a row, going to 5 sets here in bracket play on Saturday at the VLA Championships. First one was a barn burner. It ended up being a thriller in the tiebreaker. This one is sure to be the same. So teams will do a coin toss, and teams will reset, perhaps change sides, and we will be right back with a quick sprint tiebreaker. It's a 15 points to decide who moves on to the semifinals and who will settle for a match for 5th place. A lot on the line for just 1 tie-breaking set. After a long day of volleyball, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to give you the best 2 words in the game. Set 5. A quick sprint tiebreaker to 15 points between the Boston Bounce and the Phoenix Ascension to decide who moves on to the semifinals and who goes home. An entire 6-month season to come down to 1 game to 15 points is just incredible. Well, that's the level of drama we're talking about here. The winner of this 5th set will advance to take on the Chicago Icemen tomorrow morning. It is Vautrin and Pinsense that get the started outside hitters for the Boston Bounce, serving in black on the far side of your screen with their best server, Alex Raskind, to get us underway in the 5th. And it's a little extra celebration on that one for Phoenix as that serve is missed short into the net. So Wiest will go back to serve, the Phoenix setter out of Arizona State. Rotation 1 received for the Bounce on the far side. Kokoros crushed in the middle. Beautiful dig by Montano. Douglas initiates the joust, but he is rejected. Pinsense and Kokoros were there. Teams will change sides when the first team reaches 8 points. Douglas, cross court just inside the block of Vautrin and to the floor. And Turner Douglas, number 14 in purple out of Arizona State, the outside hitter on the right side in that rotation, gets his team out of rotation 1. That's that one tricky one that we always talk about. 1 for 1 there for Phoenix in that rotation. Kokoros in the middle again, dug by Douglas. He's right in the right spot. And Kokoros sends it over out of bounds. He really thinks that ball was touched by Phoenix. Pinsense is asking for a net violation, and we'll get our line judge confirmation that ball was touched by the Phoenix block on its way out of bounds. Admitted to, I believe, by Brendan Hart. Kokoros back to serve, tied up at 2 apiece. Every point on serve magnified just that much more in a game only to 15. That is a bomb by Sam Haggard on the left side, again, with huge amounts of success going down that line. This makes it look so easy, just incredibly dynamic all-around athlete. Here's Keaton Berry, who at the latter half of this match has been a surprisingly productive server. Perfect pass there. Woods off speed, picked up briefly by Bishop, but Haggard can't keep it alive. That off-speed choice by Woods all that much more effective with the difficulty in changing directions for defensive players with this slippery floor. That serve by Woods is not even close. Tried to take something off of it with the topspin, had no chance of clearing the net. Phoenix leads by 1. Overpassed. Moore is there, though, on the rebound. Vautrin underneath that ball, and a literal set over from 4-4 is good enough to score. Wow, the adaptation from these two teams just to the conditions and what it takes to score in this situation. Nothing short of remarkable. So many weird plays you just really normally would not see. Vautrin back to serve. He will go for the jump spinner. Perfect pass there by Montano. Bishop blocked. It's actually somehow covered, but that will end up being 4 contacts. And Boston on the block by Kaufman in the middle takes the lead. Bodies flying around all over the place. And Douglas down on his knees to clean up the floor near center court. Vautrin serving again out of the timeout. Put an easy roller on Montano last time. Let's see if he goes down the line towards Haggard or maybe Douglas. 5 serving 4. That one on Douglas, handled pretty well. Haggard again, deep cross court. Beautiful defense there by Vautrin. Hart is there defensively. Haggard on the second contact takes a swing, but Kobe Moore is there. Douglas on the free ball. Haggard tipped over the top. Woods might have gotten there, but he slipped on his way in. Stop me if you've heard that one before. And it's 5 apiece. Sam Haggard back to serve. Anybody's game here in the 5th, obviously. Tied up at 5. Oh, that's extremely close. Ooh, I thought that might drop off the cliff at the last second, but out of bounds by less than a ball width for sure. Kaufman with a 1-point lead. What a stuff block by Raskin. Wow, Kokoros there as well. That is all Alex Raskin reaching to the outside to take that line away from Turner Douglas. A huge break point for Boston on the serve of Skylar Kaufman. It's 7-5. Remember, when the first team reaches 8, we will change sides. Good pass by Douglas. Bishop on the back one off the tape, but it was touched by the block as well on its way out of bounds wide. Phoenix will take that point. It'll be 6 serving 7, and Vince Zanzuki is going to come in off the bench to serve for Jonathan Bishop. And additionally, another substitution into the match for the first time, number 31 in purple, Michael Freitag. Middle blocker out of Springfield College in Massachusetts, funny enough. Pin sense, good block touch there by Freitag to slow it down. Transition chance. Douglas cross court is dug by Moore. Pin sense blasted down the line off of practically no approach. Unbelievable, just raw talent to get up and hit that ball. And Boston reaches 8 points at 8-6 and will trigger the side change. And while he does that, we will take a quick lap with the floor to mop the floors. Will it be the Phoenix Ascension, a team in the midst of a well-documented rebuilding phase, or will it be the Boston Bounce, the only one of the only non-founding 5 team to be here at championships this weekend? One of those two will advance to the semifinals tomorrow to take on the defending champion Chicago Icemen. And just to get to that point would be really a remarkable achievement for either team. All right, the floors have been cleaned, the sides have been changed. It is 8-6 Boston in this game to only 15 points.
About as best we can do.
And just making sure at the scores table that we got the substitution undone with Zanzuki, the service sub, going out with Bishop coming back in. But Michael Freitag remains in at middle blocker for Phoenix after just coming on for Keaton Berry. Alex Raskin is back to serve. We've seen how dangerous he can be. 2-point Boston lead after the delay. Good pass there by Douglas. Douglas is shut down. What a block by Greg Woods. Kokoros there as well, but a primal scream for number 8 in black after clamping that ball down. That is a massive stuff block and may very well decide this match if Boston can keep this 3-point lead. Raskin again forces the overpass. Pinsense tipped over the top, and nobody there for Phoenix to keep it alive. Alex Raskin serving. He has played very sparingly for Boston throughout this season, but he has been there at every single tournament, sitting behind elite level setters like Colin Ritter and Cameron Ponce, but he is getting his moment in the spotlight here in the final tournament of the season. Right on the net, that ball is still alive. Free ball here for Boston. But overpassed by Kobe Moore, and Raskin, the backcourt setter, could only stand there, couldn't go up to block that ball. Huge break for Phoenix. If that ball had gone Boston's way, this match might be over. But as it stands, it's 7 serving 10. And now Scott Wiest will serve against Boston's weakest reception rotation. Rotation 1 receive for Boston. Good pass by Moore. Woods on the left side, hammered high off the block of Hart and Freitag and out of bounds. Big side out there for Boston. They're back up by 4. It's 11-7. Rotation 1 receive now on the Phoenix side. What a dig by Pinsense. Free ball opportunity for the Ascension. Hart again, down the line and in. Really good swing there, and it's just a shame that Boston was unable to get a swing off of that incredible defensive play. But Phoenix does achieve the side out. Douglas back to serve, 8 serving 11. Phoenix needing a run. Boston in a comfortable spot. Vautrin blasted off the block, and just enough power on that to deflect it out of bounds long on the Boston side. Clutch swing right there from the Boston captain. It's 12-8. Francis Kokoros and the Boston Bounce are 3 points away from the semifinals. Oh, good deep cross-court swing right there by Sam Haggard. Keeping his body behind the ball, giving himself all of his range options in terms of attacking angles. So another side out for Phoenix. That's the easy part for them. They've got to get points on serve. And our first look in the match at Michael Freitag serving. Somehow rescued by Raskin, and a hittable ball for Skylar Kaufman. That is a piece of magic right there. Another shrug of the shoulders, Raskin. Like, what? What's so special about that? Pretty special piece of offense, especially considering the situation. It's 13-9. Woods serving can potentially ice the match right here. That one handled by Douglas. Hart down the line. What a crazy shot. That's just an amazing piece of shoulder work inside out. But again, that's the easy part for Phoenix. Hart, not a particularly aggressive server. Good pass there by Kobe Moore. Kaufman tipped in the middle. Short to position 4, knowing that Cody Montano, even though he made the read, doesn't have the traction to get there, and that will bring up match point Boston. 14-10 on the serve of their captain and leader, Jeff Vautrin, number 17. But before that, Vince Zanzuki and the Ascension will call timeout. Wow, great message in the chat. I'm glad I saw this in time. From Ron V saying, "Go Bounce. Happy birthday to Jeff Vautrin's grandma, Shirley Smith, who turns 95 today and is very excited to watch her grandson Jeff play." That is just awesome. We love hearing that. Very happy birthday to Grandma Smith, 95 years young. And her grandson Jeff, who has taken this Boston team from not existing just a year and a half ago to now match point, 1 point away from a Final Four appearance in the Tier 1 VLA Championships. What a rise this would be for the Boston Bounds if Vautrin and company can get this done. Match point, 14-10. Not this time on the service error short, but still plenty of chances for Boston inside out. It is down to Sam Haggard, one of the mainstays of this Phoenix Ascension rebuild. They are building this team around a couple pieces. Haggard is one of them. He represents their last chance right here. Match point Boston. Not a good pass by Moore. Raskin can't retrieve it. That's very close to an ace serve, and another point for Phoenix. It's 12-14. Haggard again, match point Boston, number 3. Good pass by Vautrin. Kaufman, off speed, blocked by Bishop. Coverage not there, and it's 13-14. Wow, not over yet. No timeout from Boston. Match point number 4. Haggard serving again. Vautrin, Raskin, pin sense for the win! Cross court, and he puts it away. And by the narrowest of margins in a crazy match that had a little bit of everything, the Boston Bounce are going to the semifinals. 15-13 in the 5th. They take it over the Phoenix Ascension. What a performance by both these teams. Just remarkable seasons for both. Huge congratulations to Vince Zanzuki and the Phoenix Ascension on a phenomenal season. They'll play one match tomorrow against the SoCal Rising Tide for 5th place, but it's Boston whose championship hopes survive till Sunday. Wow, what a match. That really had a little bit of everything. Rob St. Clair here just to wrap up an incredible day of volleyball that we saw. A little bit of everything in pool play, but sure enough, both of the teams that went 0-2 in their pools, that's Boston and Indiana, both of them winning their play-in bracket matches and advancing to the semifinals. So tomorrow's schedule now is set. Let me double check the match time so I get everything right for you guys. 8 a.m. tomorrow, Team LVC versus Team Pineapple in a pools rematch. 10:30 a.m., all these times are central, by the way, here in Chicago. 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, Chicago versus Boston, also in a pools rematch. Then at 1 p.m., we'll have a consolation match for 5th place between Phoenix and SoCal. And the winners of those semifinals will play for the season-long championship at 3:30 p.m. Central tomorrow, right here on YouTube. Been an incredible day of volleyball. 2 5-setters back-to-back in the bracket matches this afternoon, and we're not even close to done yet for the weekend. We are done today, though, so we will be signing off for the evening. Everybody have a great Saturday night. We will see you bright and early tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Time, Sunday morning for semifinal number 1. Rob St. Clair signing off. Check out all the VLA's digital platforms, the website, the YouTube channel to catch up on matches you might have missed, and our Instagram at VLA Volleyball. We will see you tomorrow morning for Championship Sunday. Thanks for watching.